great. So thank you so much for joining me today, Kevin. Really looking forward to this. So let's just get right into it. So obviously, we're here to talk about soccer, and you're a very passionate soccer fan, and I'm a really passionate soccer fan as well. But there's not many of us in Canada, despite the fact that it's the most popular sport in the country, playing wise. Why do you think that Canadians really don't typically watch a lot of soccer or know a lot about soccer, despite the fact that it is the most popular sport in terms of youth participation?
I think that's starting to change. I mean, like you said, with the youth participation, but I think part of it is just the way you grow up, right? Like, I grew up an Oilers fan. Here in Edmonton, it was easy to see it. But when it comes to soccer, for the longest time, it was really difficult to get any kind of access. When I was a kid, it was Soccer Saturday with Graham Leggett on TSN. That's how I was really able to get a lot of introduction into like Serie A and English Premier League. But nowadays, it's starting to change, whether it's MLS, the Canadian Premier League. And then obviously we have so much ability to watch like European leagues, South American leagues. So that is starting to change, but it's just when you don't grow up with it, when you don't have someone to kind of give you a team to cheer for and a reason to cheer for, that becomes difficult. And let's also face it, the Canadian national team for the longest time was very much a difficult team to really get behind. And, it was very much a struggle. Only qualified for the World Cup once in 1986. But things are changing now thanks to guys like Alphonso Davies. And, of course, the women's program as well. That's been a huge change since 2001, that U19 tournament in Edmonton. That really changed the projection of that program.
Yeah, I know that that team has been one of my favorite teams for a while. And I mean, hockey was always my favorite sport growing up, but that's always been like Christine Sinclair has always been one of my, along with Haley Wickenheiser, kind of those types of players have always been one of my like sporting icons, because I think what she's done is incredible, and how she's grown soccer in Canada, especially for young girls, is absolutely unbelievable. Like Haley Wickenheiser obviously did a lot too, but hockey was already popular. Whereas Christine Sinclair, I think she had to do a lot more to kind of get soccer popular. But
and I also think too, like with Christine Sinclair, this is going to sound weird saying it, but I really do think in some ways she's underrated, in the sense of, I don't think people of Canada truly realize the impact she's had on the sport. I mean, she is the leading scorer of all time in women's soccer. And that's incredible.
And men's too.
Right? It's fantastic.
No, I agree. Like, I mean, obviously Marta is also incredible in her own right.
Yeah.
And Brazilians will always defend Marta till the cows come home. And she is an incredible player. And maybe she is better. You also have like Abby Wambach, but yeah, I think in terms of also in the international scene, she doesn't get a lot of love, I think, because she is Canadian. We never see people outside of Canada really talk about her. And I think it is kind of a shame, because she's such an incredible player.
Hello, I'm Sean McNall, owner of TG Marketing. We are a promotional product company located in Regina, Saskatchewan. Originally founded by Tom G. McNall in 1985, we are now in our 35th year of business. My brother Ryan and I, along with our great staff, have carried the torch since Tom retired in 2011. For those of you who don't know what we do, we sell items with a company's logo on it, like clothing, pens, phone chargers, Bluetooth speakers. The list of products available is endless. Our products are a great form of advertising. Whether you want to give a gift to a valued client or show your appreciation to your staff, we have a friendly team that can help find the right product for your needs. The key to our success has been our customer service and our vast knowledge of products in our industry. We ask the right questions to get you in line with the proper product for the project you are working on. Stop by 1046 Winnipeg Street and view our showroom. Get some ideas for that next promotion you're working on. Let's make your business what everyone's talking about.
We're seeing a lot of Canadian players play over in Europe, like the men's and the women's now. Like Jonathan David, Alphonso Davies, and then a lot of the women are playing in Europe and doing really well, like Ashley Lawrence, Kanisha Buchanan, Chelsea Fleming, what have you. Do you think that's an indictment on Canada soccer, that they're unable to keep their own players in Canada and develop them? Or do you think that it's a good thing that they're playing against the world's best talent overseas?
if we had an established league like the Premier League, or La Liga, it's a different story. But we don't. MLS has only been around since 1994-95. That's been primarily an American league for the longest time. We only have the 3 Canadian teams. Canadian Premier League's only a year into it. So no, it is a fantastic thing that Canadian players are being recognized for their talent and going overseas. The fact that Alphonso Davies was signed by Bayern Munich, and not only was he signed just to ride the bench or whatever, like he's making an impact and he has won so many trophies. That just goes to show you that Canada has arrived on the international stage, and we no longer have to think back to just 1986 for the last time that the Canadian men's team qualified for the World Cup. It's going to happen sooner rather than later. Fingers crossed it's going to happen here in 2022. And for the women, I mean, quite frankly, at least Europe is putting in an effort for women's leagues. So wherever they can play and get that experience, go ahead and do it.
And to end it off here, obviously their whole career has been Ronaldo versus Messi, right? Who's better? Now I know you have your views. I have my views. I'm Team Ronaldo personally myself. Why do you think Ronaldo is better than Messi?
They are such different players, and it's such an unfair comparison to make. It's a fun comparison. It's a fun debate to make. I always say Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to have been able to watch both of them play live over the years. I've seen Messi play in a Champions League game against my favorite club team, Sporting. And with Ronaldo, I've seen him play in a couple of exhibition games against Brazil and Northern Ireland. And it's spectacular to watch them play. It's so much fun. You can see just how they're light years ahead of anyone else. Messi is incredible, especially for a player of his size. He's just, it's magical watching him play. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's a difference maker, and he can his free kicks are stunning. And just his ability to just jump up, soar to literal heights with those headers and that incredible bicycle kick a few years ago in the Champions League. Those are unforgettable moments. At the end of the day, though, Cristiano Ronaldo has won 2 trophies with his national team. He's won a number of Champions League titles, a number of domestic titles. If you're going strictly by the resume and the trophies on his mantle, you got to give the nod to Cristiano Ronaldo. But at the end of the day, we are just so lucky to have 2 incredible players like Messi and Ronaldo, and to be able to watch them progress over the years. It's pretty fantastic. It's Crosby and Ovechkin.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Crosby, right? Ovechkin, right? Right. Well, this has been a lot of fun. It's really fun talking to you about all this stuff. Thank you so much for joining me.
Hey, I appreciate the opportunity. Like I said, I challenge Darren and Roddy to pick a team and get solidly behind them for Euro, because it's going to be a fun tournament. It gives them something to do in June, because there's going to be no CFL.
No.
So it gives them something to really watch and get behind.
Well, Darren's actually becoming a soccer fan now.
Oh, that makes my heart happy.
Unfortunately, though, he's decided that he likes Manchester City.
All right.
Rod's getting into it too, but Darren's becoming a soccer fan now.
Well, to be fair, Manchester City does share the same colors as the Tennessee Titans, so I can see why Darren wanted to go down that route.
Oh, there you go.
But,
there you go.
So awesome. This has been a pleasure. Thanks for doing this.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
The Elks. I'm a fan. I'm in. What's the deal that it wasn't Elk? Elks is good. Elk would have been great.
How about that?
It's like, as we said yesterday, the Heat, the Jazz, the Mammoth. It's that team name without an S on the end of it. And I'm not being critical. I'm all for the Elks. I think it's cool. I love the logo. I love the scheme. I'm on it.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to a little thing we call Flame Tech Football Friday. It's a big day, Darren Moose Dupont. How are you?
I'm good.
That's good.
I'm good.
We're one day past our second birthday, right? It's episode number 499.
And like any birthday party, we kept the decorations up.
Oh, yeah. Just waiting until the helium goes away. Why not?
Why not?
How about that? We got John Frenzy here in the bunker. He's ready to roll. He's got his Saskatchewan Roughriders socks on. So you'll be treated to that, everybody, in segment 2. We've got Jimmy Two Tables here, our sales manager. We've got Paul Fegler here from Dub Network. All socially distanced in the bunker, and it's a party on a Friday as we get ready to roll.
Unbelievable.
You ready for the weekend?
I am ready for the weekend.
It's great weather, too, eh?
Oh, I love it. I mean, it can't get too hot. So 40 degrees, like I'm all for it. I know a lot of people aren't. They're just dying looking for the pool, but we're
good with it.
I'm good with it.
We're good with it. So we got breaking news coming down the pipe, and I'm going to get to that in a moment. I just want to tell you who's coming up on the program today. I mentioned John Frenzy. The president of the Edmonton Elks, Chris Preston, is going to be with us today. I'm very, very excited to have that whenever you have a CFL team president come on. Chris Preston will bring greetings from the northern capital of Alberta, and also Chris Bickford will be with us. He's a TV producer, filmmaker. He's got a project on the go for the Canadian Football League. He's very excited to tell us and you what he's working on there. So that is all coming up on the program today. Can we hit the quick 6 show topics, please, Director Jordan, if you don't mind? Please and thank you. Are we live on YouTube right now? I was trying to find it here. There we go. I see. Oh, my God.
What?
From my buddy Kyle Hall. He's watching on Long Island. He says he's from the Broadway Hat podcast.
Yeah.
That's where I made my Broadway debut, was on his podcast. He says, I know it's Football Friday, but are we excited about USA versus Canada semifinals matchup tomorrow? Should be a great game. That's a hard no, Kyle. No. Lynch and I were just talking about that in the car ride up here. He's like, is Bedard playing in this? Nope. Then forget it.
See Blake in the World Championship.
Would you be surprised?
Probably not.
No, we're not geeked up for Canada USA, but Kyle, you please report on it and you tell us what you think. I will not be watching. I haven't watched a second of the World Hockey Championships, and that will include the playoffs. I'm sorry. Just the way that it is. So number one, talk about the way things roll, man, in the 24-hour news cycle. Mark Scheifele gets a 4-game suspension from the National Hockey League yesterday. I thought it should be 2. As did you. Yeah. He spoke this morning, just finished. He actually might still be at the podium. And I thank our good people of Winnipeg sending us the quotes here down the pipe with what Mark Scheifele said. He said he's shocked. I'm paraphrasing here because I didn't watch it. But he said he was shocked by the punishment. He's very upset at the abuse that's been hurled at his family over this. And he's not speaking for himself. So I guess it sounds like he came out guns a-blazing a little bit, Mark Scheifele, this morning. And good for him. But he's going to sit for 4. Game 2's tonight, and we'll come up with that. I think we would all agree 4 games are harsh, but whatever. What bothers me, and this is a larger symptom of society right now, is just the damn name-calling. And some people just can't let stuff go here. That's the ugly stuff. And as Scheifele said, he's praying for Jake Evans, so he took the high road there. But as Lynch and I were talking about in the car ride up here, Lynch is like, he's the leading scorer. He's never been suspended before. He doesn't do this. I don't want to spend any more time because we spent a lot of time on it yesterday. I don't know how that he would know when he started cranking it up from the other end of the ice that Evans was going to come around behind the net and do what he did. There's no way he could have known. So to say that it was predatory would have meant that he intended to do this, and I just don't think that he meant to do it. I still don't. And I've been called all these horrible names. It's really hurt my feelings. I can handle it. But I wish other people could handle other people's viewpoints on something like this, what Paul Maurice called a unusual play. Anyways, over to you.
No, it was unusual. The 4 games is stiff. And so here's George Peros in the Department of Player Safety making a statement and trying to get these hits out of the game. But it's just, I think what people are upset about, too, is the inconsistencies, right? Because we've seen with Tom Wilson, this would have been a $5,000 fine in that situation, right? But it's the playoffs, too. The games matter more. They mean more than regular season games. So there's more on the line. It was a stiff penalty, a real stiff penalty. And we'll see where this goes and how the Jets respond without one of their leaders.
Somebody said the NHL bent to public pressure by giving him 4 games, and I would not disagree. But they've bent over all kinds of things, and that's unfortunate that they can't stand up and do what's right, but whatever. Point 3, Carolina beat Tampa Bay 3-2 in overtime last night, which was awesome. I thought Sebastian Aho scored the winner in overtime, but they're giving it to Stahl. Doesn't matter. Canes are in the series now down 2-1, and I got to ask you this. So Nikita Kucherov takes a holding the stick penalty, which led to the power play, which very similar to the Golden Knights situation the other night. And my question is this: you can't get mad at the refs for calling a penalty that is a penalty. You just can't. That's a black and white call. Did you see after the goal went in, Kucherov was chasing the referees around?
I did. I saw that.
And it was like the slashing Riley Smith knocking the stick out of Rantanen's hands the other day. It's a penalty. You can't even get mad about that because it was a penalty. This is all reminding me of the 2014 Grey Cup where a game-winning punt return touchdown by Speedy B was called back because of a blocking to the back penalty on Taylor Reed, and it was a penalty. So how can you get mad at the officials for calling what's a penalty? As the Ticats said to me, Rod, they were letting it go all game. Yes, but it was a penalty. Nikita Kucherov, you can't hold a stick. So where are you on that? Like I don't. Yeah.
Well, I look at it. They're both first period, like first overtime penalties, and for the most part, they were pretty early in the overtime too, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think that's the officials looking for something black and white that they can call early on to set that kind of tone that, look, we're still going to call some penalties in overtime. Because if you don't, because you don't want to call those, you want to manage the game. I've always been of the belief that if you're not creating a scoring chance with an infraction or taking one away, that it probably doesn't need to be called in those important moments to decide a game. But you also don't want to do what we saw in the Edmonton-Winnipeg series, where you go 3 overtimes and you don't have any penalties and you don't really know what to call and you're scared to call a penalty at that point because you hadn't called one in 2.5 periods, right? So you get one out of the way early, something really black and white. It's just unfortunate that both times it ended up in the back of the net.
So our poll question relates to all of this. How would you rate the officiating in the Stanley Cup playoffs? What are the options, Clark? It was okay, good, okay, or bad, and I see 60% is saying okay. I would say it's been okay to good. I'm not arguing with what the call was on my team the other night, the Golden Knights. I'm not arguing on the Kucherov call because it's a penalty. I think they're doing a pretty good job, and it's very evident they've been told by, obviously, Stephen Walkham, guys, call everything for the most part. There's been calls that have been let go, but it's been pretty strict. Mm-hmm. Do you think that'll stay through 4 rounds?
Yeah, I think they're trying to build that consistency. So I think that'll be the message as we get deeper into the playoffs is, consistency, right? Let's continue to call this. And I think that, at least for the last couple of games, a mandate to make sure you're still calling penalties in overtime, right? And continuing to have some consistency. And we're seeing it. And
that's my point. They're very clearly saying, guys, regular time, overtime, call it.
Yeah.
And they are. So that's a message to the teams. It's a tough lesson to learn. But don't hold on to sticks. Don't slash sticks out of guys' hands. And if you're Colorado, they're going to keep dropping their sticks. There's nothing you can do about that. The warm-up's brought to you by eCall Electric, your complete electrical distributor with locations in Regina, Estevan, Swift Current, Yorkton, and Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. eCall Electric. Let's get to work. Point 3, the forgotten series, Boston Islanders. Bruins won in overtime last night, 2-1. 1 in 3 games, and these Stanley Cup playoffs is going to overtime. And I'm here for it.
Oh, yeah.
You know why? The games are ending just a couple minutes into overtime. So we don't have any of these post-midnight
which are okay things when they're a rarity, right? The one-offs, that 3 overtime Winnipeg-Edmonton game, I'm here for that too. But if that was happening every night, that would be a little bit exhausting. So, no, it's really, really exciting.
John in Winnipeg's watching. John, he says NHL officiating has been dependent on makeup calls. Don't start. Too soon. What's a makeup call?
They don't do that. Doesn't exist, does it?
Never heard of anything like that. Point 4. 2 big games tonight. It's basically a doubleheader. 5:30 Mountain, Montreal at Winnipeg, 8 p.m. Colorado visiting Canada's team, the Vegas Golden Knights. So we're settling in for basically 6 hours of hockey watching tonight.
Yes.
By the way, people continue to send me out of Winnipeg. I love this, by the way. When I said that Scheifele's hit was unintentional, people were writing me saying, Rod, you're just pandering to your Winnipeg fans. I thought, maybe, subconsciously. And let's walk that back for a second and say it again. That I would have any fans in Winnipeg is a miracle.
Oh, yeah.
It's a miracle.
I remember when we did your old show on
Yes.
local Regina radio, leading up to a Labor Day Classic or a Banjo Bowl, we sat there, I think, for like an hour, coming up with derogatory nicknames for people in Winnipeg and saying them on the air and taking viewers' suggestions. Like, that was a regular occurrence.
We don't need to go that far. I don't know what you're talking about.
And now, we love them.
And here we are. People say, why, Rod, have you got on the Jets bandwagon? I said, because they've been the nicest to us. All of the people of Manitoba. So, love conquers all. 0.5 Astros at Blue Jays today, just putting that out there. We're not totally paying attention to the Bluebirds yet, but they continue to win. And 0.6. We'll get into this more with John Frenzy because he's got a better memory for the United States Football League than I do from 1983 to 1985. And by the way, we do have the president of the Edmonton Elks coming up, Chris Preston. Still sounds like a service club to me. I will get used to it, but it's like the Edmonton Elks club president, Chris Preston, will be with us. Anyways,
I can see it.
CFL return to play, blah, blah, blah. I see people writing in and saying, I'm so excited. I'm so excited that the CFL is going to play. From James and Board in Manitoba, Winnipeg has warmed up to Rod nicely. And I'm just so darn grateful for that. I don't know how it happened. Do you? I don't know how it happened.
There's no watershed moment, but it's day by day. You have to put in the work.
Yeah.
You have to, show them the love. We showed them the love. They showed us the love.
Arlen Bruce III is watching in New York. You'll remember Arlen R. Bruce III. He says, love conquers all.
How about that?
He was paying attention. Thanks, Arlen. That dude's going to the Hall of Fame from Olathe, Kansas. Where was I? My brain has turned to mush.
See what love does? And that's
Exactly.
what happened to Winnipeg.
Yeah. So CFL returned to play. Back to reality. I don't know. I'm getting phone calls. What I'm hearing isn't matching up with what I'm reading. Fair?
Yeah.
I'm still of the mind when they're on the field in training camp and kicking off August 5th, then I will believe it. But I'm going to continue to be happy and positive, and it sounds good. And that's all. I'm not convinced yet. When we've covered this before, we see the Rough Riders saying that they'll have all of their season ticket holders in attendance, plus more for their games. I'm just saying, who are they going to play? Mind you, when I read these news updates every morning, they're not talking about COVID in this country anymore. They're not talking about that. It's not a thing. America, they moved on, how long ago? 5-6 months ago?
Yeah.
So it continues to go the right way, but it's going to need 10,000 fans per stadium to make this a go and everything. So we're positive about it. But somebody's written in here and said this USFL thing is going to cause the end of the XFL thing. Do we have time or interest to talk about that?
We can, absolutely. I mean, we have no idea what the USFL thing is going to do to the XFL, right? We really don't. They want to play. The USFL wants to play. The XFL wants to play. The CFL wants to play. Now you've got somebody else, at the table. Who partners with who? What is this? How does this sort out? Who competes with who? Right? We know there are more than enough football players to satisfy all the needs. Is there a big enough fan base to satisfy the financial appetite? Is there enough money to go around to make them all fly? Probably not. Can two of them fly? Maybe. It'll be very interesting to watch the developments. It's going to be about power, influence, who works harder, marketing, who can make you want to spend your money. And I honestly think, this opens up some leverage for the CFL, because if the USFL knocks on the door and says, we should work together, right? I know you're talking to the XFL, but if we work together, here's what we can offer you. Now the CFL's got options, because what the CFL brings is the legacy, right? The legacy and the tradition and all those things that will last. So I think it's a good spot for the CFL, but it'll be interesting.
We don't know how far down the road they are with the XFL.
We don't.
So maybe that comes up in our next chat, as the president of the Edmonton Elks, Chris Preston, will join us from the City of Champions. This has been the warm-up for eCall Electric. eCall Electric, let's get to work. It's a Flame Tech Football Friday, and you're watching on Game Plus TV network across all 10 provinces and 31 states. Live daily on YouTube and Facebook, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say, and I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives, focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at Flame Tech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Stars, you're dispatched to a scene call. Patient has multiple traumatic injuries and is unconscious but breathing.
This is why I backed the Stars lottery.
Stars, we can accept the mission. This is why I'm all in.
Mission accepted. Have a safe flight.
The prizes are great. The cause is critical.
Stars Lottery, the lottery on a mission. Every ticket is your chance to win over $4.2 million in prizes. Buy yours at starslottery.ca or 1-844-STARS-SK.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Hey, honey, can you get one of the kids to show me how this Twitter thing works? Honey, I need to get on Instagram. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody, on a Flame Tech Football Friday. Just a couple notes from viewers. Mike Horrigan has checked in. He's watching, says good afternoon from the 905 RP show. And fellow viewers, that is Southern Ontario. Bob in Grand Prairie, Alberta, writes in on the Prairie Mobile text line, and he says, you're not watching the World Hockey Championship? Unbelievable. Bob, that is a Texas 10-4. No, I'm not watching the World Hockey Championship. Name me 2 players on Team Canada. I can't. Summertime. And actually, it's football time. As we bring in on the phone the president of the Edmonton Elks, Chris Preston, the pride of Catoosa, Oklahoma. We're going to go through his story a little later on in this interview, and it won't be long. But, Mr. Preston, I appreciate the time, sir. How are things in the Alberta capital today?
You know, all things are good. Weather's bright, sunny, with rain expected today, and we have a great name for our football team, so all is well, my friend.
I got to ask you, Chris, and thank you for that. How did the rollout go on Tuesday, and what's the reaction been, and are you happy to have it behind you?
Absolutely, yes to all those things. The rollout went great. I honestly don't think we could have had a better day. The reaction's been extremely positive, and I'm certainly glad it's behind me. 10 months of work, literally every single day for that period of time where you live, eat, and sleep the new name and the new logo. I'm certainly glad it's out and about, and I'm really pleased with the reaction thus far.
It has been incredibly positive, and the logo is super cool. How would you describe the process in coming up with all these different avenues and third logos and the name itself? Intensive, obviously, but was it fun or more intensive, labor intensive?
You know, it was a combination of both. I think when we got to the last 3 months, that's when actually fun began. We chose the name back in February, and we got to start working on designs around the logo. That's when it became fun. I think the arduous part was 7 months prior to that, where we went out to the public on twice, had several focus groups, sent out a survey. We communicated with a number of people. Again, that was the part that was certainly eye-opening, but by the same token, it was a bit challenging. And then again, the last 2 months when the fun began.
Chris, John Lynch here. You're quite a guy. You've been all over the world managing different sporting organizations. You hit Edmonton a couple of years ago. What do you think of this Eskimo situation? Well, the Elk situation now. What do you think of the Canadian Football League and the football interest in Edmonton in particular?
I think it's awesome. I love the tradition. I love the heritage, and those are 2 of the biggest reasons that I came here. The winters are harsh, no doubt. The summers are certainly worth it. CFL in general. Again, what a great league. Great tradition. Just things that are out of the ordinary and unique to the rest of the world are just so phenomenal. It's what makes our sport and our league great, and certainly looking forward to the future and having a season beginning August 5th.
Chris, I got to ask you this. John mentioned your resume, and it is very impressive. In the NBA G League, Arizona Rattlers, everybody knows the indoor league, Arizona Sundogs of the Central Hockey League, 2 tours of duty with 2 teams there. Did you pay much attention to how those leagues and teams were faring in this pandemic, or did you have time, given the fact that you're the president of a flagship CFL franchise? Were you keeping an eye on what was going on down there?
Yeah, I certainly was, and it was important for me to understand what other people were. Certainly, as you mentioned, having worked for the Phoenix Suns for almost 4 years and running their G League team, I wanted to see from an NBA standpoint what they were doing and what they were planning. And I have a number of friends in the NBA office as well that I was able to lean on to kind of glean where they were headed and what they thought, and that helped me a lot. And then when you look at some of the other places I've been, Arizona, I still keep in touch and talk to our former coach from there all the time. And, I'm very familiar with what's gone on. And, again, that helps us kind of set the stage and be more aware when it is time to open the doors.
I guess lastly, Chris, you're a busy guy. I just want to ask you about the August 5th kickoff and what has you so optimistic, because we've seen presidents across the league saying similar things. I can tell you here, the fans are tremendously excited because we hear from them every day, and I'm sure the Edmonton's saying the same thing. What's got you so confident?
Yeah, guys, we're just pumped about the fact that the vaccination rates are going up, the hospitalizations are going down, new cases are going down, and as you know, that's the quotient for success. The more people get vaccinated, the better chance we have to open doors on August 5th. And what you're seeing across the country now is just that. People are more self-aware. People are now sacrificing personally for the betterment of the country, and it's showing across the scope of the country. So I feel extremely good, not only about that, but about our conversations with the province as well, how they feel, what they're feeling, what they're predicting for Phase 3, and just really pumped about the next 6 weeks.
Well, it's all positive. We can't wait to see them on the field. And I just want to say from us, A, I'm excited to finally had a chance to interview you, Chris, and B, congrats on what looked like a seamless rollout. I know your staff's very excited and proud of what you've done, so kudos on that. Can't wait to see you on the field on those unis.
Very many thanks, guys. Appreciate it so much.
Awesome. Thanks. The president of the Edmonton Elks. And there's a dang question that I forgot to ask him. Would it be normal yet to realize you're the president of the Elks? That would take some getting used to, Lynch.
I think so. A lot of used to. You drive around Edmonton, you go outside of Edmonton, all over the highways and the railways, there's herds of elks.
Yes,
there are lots of elks there, boy. You know what I'm afraid of, as I said to you before. Somebody will load up a bunch of elks, take them to a football game, and then unload them, and they'll run all around the park, on the field, etc., and create chaos. And there's lots of elk there. It was quite a choice. They had quite a time, apparently, deciding on it. Came down to quite a decision, but they've done it now, and I'm looking forward to seeing the team in action. They're going to have a good team, I think, too.
Some have them predicted for first place.
Right.
So, yeah, I could have, frankly, got into they got a new head coach, and they've made some big name signings, but the phone connection wasn't that great, and it doesn't work great on television to do that anyway, so we got the most out of it, and actually we got our most important questions answered. Now, let's go to the big board, Lynch, and hear from some of our viewers. Jeff, the Stamps fan, watching in Calgary, he says, my sis is a teacher. According to her, half the cases in Alberta are coming from there now. I don't know what that means, Jeff. You're going to have to explain that a little more. Paul Figler, who's here from Dub Network, he's sitting on the sponsors couch. He's in from Red Deer. Says, I'm hoping to get to an Elks game this summer or fall. Do we have any idea what the ticket pricing will look like? Just call the ticket office, obviously. Figgy has come to the sweatpants capital because nothing was open in Alberta when they booked it. That is our travel brochure, Lynch. Come here when everything else is closed.
I guess so. And Figgy says right now, what do you say there? I certainly would have preferred the Edmonton Eskimos, but Elks
Edmonton Empire.
Edmonton Empire. But Elks is a great choice, a compromise choice maybe. Took a long time, Figgy, to get that choice made. I don't know why, almost 2 years, but they say they're happy. Let's hope they are.
Well, they had to make the change. I've lost my zip for arguing about the Eskimos name, the Redskins name, the XFL merits. By the way, Jeff, the Stamps fan, says his sister's saying that the spread of COVID's coming from child-aged people. That's not to say I've lost all of my zip. I've just lost my zip for that. Now, we'll get into, once we have a little better idea of the CFL playing, talking about this upcoming season, because that's very exciting. And Lynch has just said Edmonton's going to be good. I think they're going to be very good. With Jamie Elizondo as the head coach and Brock Sunderland the general manager. But some of the biggest news that we didn't talk about yesterday, because it wasn't until Football Friday, and today is for Flame Tech. Flame Tech, locally owned and operated industry leaders in commercial and industrial combustion technology. If you want to know what Flame Tech's all about, there you go. The United States Football League, Lynch, you would have seen that article at rodpedersen.com that have announced they're coming back next spring. What did you think when you read that?
That's 22, spring of 22.
That's right.
Shocked. Thought it was a silly thing for them to do, but not surprised. They're going to try it, and they didn't give us exactly who the people would be, the officials running. I don't know if this is the Rock or the Dwayne Johnson group or not. But they're going to try it, come back in a year, and it failed for them. It was a big failure with Vince McMahon. The guys lost a lot of money. I'm surprised they're doing it, but I think in reality it's a bunch of new people, not the same group.
As the past USFL?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I don't think it's
there's a little bit of gray area on who's behind this USFL thing, which
that's
is always
a nice way to put it.
Yeah, which is always a little concerning. But, with you and me, I just feel like we're not the best people to talk about whether it's going to be a success or not, because you and I are going to watch regardless.
Yeah.
Paul Figler might be a guy to ask because he's a hockey guy. Would you watch spring football? I don't know if he would. You and I have been watching the Spring League, John. You and I have been watching Maritime Football League.
We've been everywhere.
We would watch cartoon football. So we're not maybe the best guys to ask. Is this a threat to the Canadian Football League? I will guarantee you the CFL people are sitting back just like they said about the Alliance League, just like they said about the XFL, saying, let's see if they can finish a season first before we worry about them being a threat to us. And on one side, that seems sort of arrogant. On the other side, it seems very realistic that they would have that, right?
Yep.
So I don't know that it's a threat to the Canadian Football League at all. What I know is we'll be watching.
Yeah. And it won't hurt the Canadian Football League either. That's one thing we found out last year.
Clearly not.
Vince McMahon, who put all the threats out, he was going to destroy the CFL, didn't affect him at all. He's the one that got hurt. And I think the same thing will happen again. They just don't have enough qualified people to run the CFL the way they want it. They want an 8-team league. It's going to be tough to do, to put all that into action perfectly within 1 year, in 6 months. I don't think they can do it. They'll try to. They'll get 3 or 4 guys that are big dogs up there. They'll be the winners that they think are going to control the league, which they'll try to. But they won't have enough people there that have the brains to run the league successfully, which is what happened last time. It fell apart. They just didn't have enough good people. Not surprising. You don't put the whole league together right away. You do like maybe 5 teams 1 year, then add 2 more, make it 7, then another 2 more, make it 9, and 1 more, make it 10. Then, after 4 years, you've got a real good league running, streamlined pretty well. That's what I'm surprised they wouldn't try to do, but they're going to try to go whole hog next year. So it'll be interesting.
I'm looking at the comments. It's Friday. Let's bring in everybody into the discussion. One more from Paul Figler. I'll say it again. Figgy's here in the bunker. He is the owner-operator of dubnetwork.ca, of which we have an affiliation with. And he says, I can barely get into the CFL, Rod. They've got to market to me. And that's a topic for another time, where you saw Randy Ambrosi say in an interview this week that the CFL is going to start working with an external company on how to target the younger demographic. And it's just back to that whole thing about learning to swim when you're drowning. Like, my God, why are we just talking about this now?
Yeah.
The CFL's problem has never been the product on the field. It's always been the marketing and the business.
Right.
Figgy's right. I'm just not going to say any more about it. From Troy in Toronto, Sober Athletic wears his company. He says, Frenzy, look at the legs on this guy. Are you using Manscaped? Put your feet up on the desk there. He's got his rider socks on. This guy's legs are as smooth as a baby's butt.
How about that?
There you go. Rider socks.
How about that?
Rider socks. How about that?
Rider socks. Yeah.
Brady's watching. Brady's watching from the Puck Support Podcast Network.
All right,
He's watching in Muskoka, Ontario. He says, "Love me some Dub Network." See.
Are any ladies watching?
Yeah. Troy Durrell says, "Isn't the United States Football League just the spring league with a rebrand?" That's kind of the sense I got from Dave Naylor.
Yep, I'd say so.
Yeah, but just remember where this is coming from. I mean, I love Nails, but he's a TSN guy. He is the pseudo PR arm of the CFL ownership. So it would serve Dave well to denigrate the United States Football League. Yeah. It just would. So that's how he feels. I don't have an argument with what Dave's saying, but just remember what his perspective is. Everybody's got an angle, right?
Yep.
A lot of people have an agenda. That might be one there.
Well, look at Johnny Ohm now. Our good buddy Johnny Ohm right away up there.
Yeah.
Every other league has failed in the USA besides college and NFL. So yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it'll never work, so why even try? Can I say one more thing before we break? Can you pause for? You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him, John Frenzy. But I had a coach that I worked with, he had come from the National Hockey League. I'm certainly not going to say his name, but he just said to me, no team that has Ed Belfour as its goaltender will ever win the Stanley Cup. Never. And I just believed it because I really respected the guy. And lo and behold, in 1999, Ed Belfour led the Dallas Stars to the Stanley Cup. So people will say it'll never happen about a lot of things until it happens. So to say it never works, so it never will, is the most pessimistic, brutal way of thinking that I can think of. And I don't subscribe to that way of thinking, but I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm surprised.
What I say, calm down. We'll take a break and come back with a sports update, and people want to talk about the Scheifele hit. You're watching the RP Show's Flame Tech Football Friday on Game Plus TV, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Capital is Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalfordlincoln.com to see how we roll and to learn about what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's what you get when you choose Capital Ford Lincoln, Regina's trusted Ford Lincoln dealership.
In today's fast-paced world, we know you don't always have time to cook a nutritious meal. The Mad Greek in Moose Jaw's got you covered with delicious takeout and delivery specials, even for large groups or occasions. Authentic Greek cuisine, pizza, ribs, and more. There's something for everyone to enjoy. Offering licensed dining, delivery, and their takeout window is open to get your Greek to go. For more information and to view the online menu, visit themadgreekeatery.com.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Ultimate Fan Zone, taking our show on the road coast to coast. Shop online, ultimatefanzone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. ultimatefanzone.ca or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFZ Downtown Moose Jaw, home of everything authentic.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Did you know you can catch all the best moments from the show on all our social media platforms? Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Welcome back, everybody. One of the beautiful things about daytime sports talk is we've got an update out of Winnipeg with Mark Scheifele talking to the media this morning, and I'll get to that in a moment. But first, from our viewers, Darren Workman's watching in Salt Lake City. He says, might sting a bit. Spring League has drawn comparable eyes to the NHL playoffs in the States this spring. There is interest. Someone will get it right. The USFL left $250 million ESPN contract to follow Trump back in 1986. So think about that, Frenzy.
Trump involved? Oh, my
Larry
God.
Dye in Medicine Hat says the appeal to a U.S. Spring League is the average fan can afford to watch professional football. He's talking about going live. From our director of scouting, Craig Smith, he says, when I first started in the CFL, there was arena, Football, who paid well, Arena 2, the XFL, NFL Europe, lots of football. Still got players like G. Roy Simon, Casey Printers, Ricky Ray, etc. And from our buddy J-Rod. You remember J-Rod?
I sure do.
He says, morning, Rod, frenzy. The hit on Evans was so cheap.
Hey.
Nice segue into our sports update on that. Winnipeg Jets forward. Here's the breaking news from this morning. Mark Scheifele says he won't appeal the 4-game suspension he was handed for a crushing blow on Montreal's Jake Evans. Scheifele says he doesn't agree with the sanction handed down by the NHL's Department of Player Safety last night, calling it excessive, but added that he doesn't want to be a distraction for his team. The hit came in the final minute of the Habs' 5-3 win in Game 1 of the North Final on Wednesday as Evans wrapped a shot into the empty Winnipeg net. Scheifele leveled Evans with the Canadiens forward striking his head on the ice and then being taken away on a stretcher. Scheifele was handed a charging major at the time. He said today that he did not intend to injure Evans and was only trying to stop him from scoring, which I believe. Scheifele said he has reached out to some Canadiens players to check on Evans and is praying for his quick recovery. The Jets will host the Canadiens in Game 2 of the second-round playoff series tonight. The NHL said that it was a predatory hit. He just said he did not intend to injure Evans. People don't agree. I agree with him. I don't. People are saying all kinds of nasty things about me with what I've said, and I don't care. We're never going to agree. So he's got a 4-game suspension. Can we just move on and stop fighting?
A predatory
what do you
hit.
have?
I thought your wording is beautiful.
What?
A predatory hit. It was a predatory hit.
That wasn't my wording.
Well, it's the league. Predatory hit. He deserves the 4 games. I'm very, very surprised that he will. He's a good good hockey player. He's a real good hockey player. And that's the move of a slouch-posty type person. Let it all hang out, go down there. Don't have any look at what he looks like or anything. Just barrel in there, and he did it.
Andre Corbeil watching on YouTube, and he says, can you believe the Toronto media is still pushing Leaf videos as frequently as usual? Next to no coverage of the team still playing. LOL. I don't know what to say about that. As Forrest Gump says, we're just going to continue to do our little thing over here. We're the anti-Toronto network. Not that we're not against Toronto, but we talk about everything outside Toronto, because as they haven't figured out yet in Toronto, there's a world outside of Toronto. Speaking of, the Hamilton Honey Badgers of the Canadian Elite Basketball League announced the signing of forward Malcolm Red on Thursday, adding a 6'9" front court veteran with 6 years of pro basketball experience. He split last season between the Polish and French leagues. And Maurice Walker's joining the CEBL's Guelph Nighthawks following 5 years of play overseas in several top-tier European pro leagues at 6'10", 255. This power forward brings size and strength as he will be a significant presence both in the paint and on defense.
Good signings.
Canada's Brooke Henderson is looking for her second win at an LPGA major tournament and has gotten off to a strong start at the U.S. Women's Open in San Fran. She's 3 under and 1 shot off the lead after the first round. The sports update for the Tap Brewhouse and drive-through liquor store. And for Red Bull Canada, Red Bull gives you wings. Speaking of those U.S. markets. Whoa. People writing in with some rude things about Mark Scheifele. And John said it best on the way up here as I drove him here. He said he's never been suspended. He's the leading scorer. He seems like a great guy. The things that are being said about him, particularly like this guy, Scheifele addressed the bullying of his family this morning. And I don't know where we are in dealing with that in the world right now. I have no idea. I guess you can sort of shame people for bullying the Scheifele family, but expecting them to change is, like my friend Jack Fulton in Alberta would say, is equivalent and akin to pounding oats up a dead horse's ass. And I don't even know what that means, John, but it sounds useless to me. A useless endeavor. Trying to get people to stop bullying others. How do you do that? How do you do that on the playground when the teachers don't even want to get involved, right? Like, I don't know how you do it.
This was an unusual incident, but he was really all out. He had his mindset. He wanted to hit him, and he did knock the hell out of the poor kid. He's a small kid, too, a lot smaller than Scheifele is. So it happened. The Winnipeg Jets are the losers. They're going to lose them for 2 to 4 games in this series. Stanley Cup Series with Montreal.
Why
it really helps Montreal. I mean, look at what does for Montreal.
You think the series is over?
I think the series is over because of what happened to Mark Scheifele.
Mark Scheifele. Because he's suspended for 4.
That's right.
From Metal Shingle Guy writing in on the Prairie Mobile text line, and you can too, 306-840-8777. That is 306-840-8777. Metal Shingle Guy says 4 games, says it all, Rod. Headhunting isn't good in any game. And he goes on to say, slouch pussies. LOL. Can you, John, explain that term that you coined some 10 years ago just because it's not as dirty as you think or not as offensive as you think?
A bunch of guys in the dressing room of a hockey team wouldn't go out on the ice. They were too lazy. They were ticked off and mad at what was happening, so they just laid down on the Chesterfield, slouched away.
There you see.
All themselves slouch pussies. That's not hard.
It's a Lynchism.
It's not hard.
It's a Lynchism. How about that? From the 717, in terms of marketing, because we're talking about the leagues that need to do it, writer says all these leagues need to contact the Premier Lacrosse League for some tips when they start up. Obviously a much smaller league and a less popular sport, but they are killing it, catering towards the younger demographic, crushing social media, being extremely creative with their tour-based schedule, marketing their players in a way that they're accessible and known. Their popularity in America is skyrocketing because of it. So just reading that, just putting it out there, I hope that they pick it up. We'll be back with more Viewer Takeover coming up in hour 2. We got Chris Bickford, producer, television filmmaker. You're watching a Flame Tech Football Friday on Game Plus TV, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
At Capital Ford Lincoln, we don't just sell vehicles, we buy them too. You know how we always have such a big inventory with an amazing selection? That's because we buy all makes, all models, and all years. We're going to give you the best price every time. And you don't even have to buy from us. All you have to do is visit us online or in-store, answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll get you a great offer. We'll even cut you a check on the same day. So save yourself the hassles of selling privately and sell it to us. Because at Capital Ford Lincoln, we'll buy it.
Direct West has been the bridge for me from not dealing with social media or digital presence to having a presence. You have to take the leap of faith, so to say. And I'm glad we have. Direct West has helped us out immensely to get our presence online as far as digitally and also with the social media page. To see the results is just puts a smile on your face.
Well, when I first started playing, the scholarship was so important to me. I was working 2 jobs. I was working at a gas station, and I used to actually line the field for the team to get paid just to make some extra money.
I think for me, the opportunities that the scholarships provide is very important, or very specifically the stress it alleviates for myself.
The Rams give me the opportunity to buy everything that I need to get the best grades that I can, and that'll lead to me getting hopefully the best job that I can in the future.
There wasn't a scholarship opportunity with the Rams. I know that life would have been a lot more difficult for myself. I'm not too sure exactly how much longer I would have been able to play beyond my first year.
With the opportunity that they provided for me to go through school with the financial support and with the opportunity to continue to play football, now that I look back on it, was the most important thing in my life.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG. Always delivering the best fan experience.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Send us your opinions now. We won't victimize you unless you really deserve it. Now, back to your host, Rod Pedersen.
Welcome back, everybody, as we move into Viewer Takeover here in Hour 1. It's the last segment of Hour 1. We want to mention the University of Regina Rams hosting their annual 50-50. It is online and open to all of Saskatchewan, 19 and over. To enter the draw, all you have to do is go to reginarams5050.com. reginarams5050.com to purchase yours. Again, eligible for anybody over the age of 19. You must live here in the rectangle to purchase yours. Draw dates June 18th, and the jackpot has climbed over $17,500. The U of R Rams, which we have their helmet here every day, is a self-funded university football program. Produced many stars, Frenzy?
Yeah, many stars.
NFLers, CFLers, but more importantly, fine citizens.
That's right, but 6 or 8 in the NFL right now.
So please go to reginarams5050.com and help them out, please. It's a tremendous football program.
Going to have a good year this year, too.
They're going to play. That's right. That's the exciting thing, that the U Sports is going to play. Our poll question today is, how would you rate the officiating in the Stanley Cup playoffs? And I see one of our viewers, John Thomas Moore, has written in and says, I rated it bad, but not that the officials are bad, but the league directive's wrong, and basically I think the refs are following their boss's directions. I think he nailed it.
I'll take 61%. I don't think it's great.
The majority's saying good?
Yeah. It's not that bad, but it's not that good either. Well, there's some real big errors, eh?
On Twitter, 48% are saying okay. It's been average.
Yeah.
I think they've called what's there. The 4-game suspension to Mark Scheifele, which everybody wants to talk about today, and that's fine. It's the hottest topic in the NHL. Scheifele came out this morning and said he feels that it's harsh. I feel that it's harsh. Whatever. How many times have I got to say this? Richard Dirksen, the vice president of the Western Hockey League, and Figgy, you know this. He once said to me, 10 guys could watch one play and interpret it 10 different ways.
Yeah, I buy that. I buy that.
How about
and
that?
The guys that are in charge in Toronto, downtown, in the NHL offices, they've interpreted their way. Scheifele came out and explained it today, exactly what I saw. He didn't mean to hit the guy the way that he did. And please tell me how he knew from 185 feet away which side of the net Evans was going to come out from behind. Where was he going to go?
Oh, he's closer to this side, that's why.
If he goes left, he goes crashing in the net and potentially kills himself.
You can't win either way.
So, from Donna Berger, she says, thanks for the reminder, Rod. Have to get some Rams tickets. Please do so. reginarams5050.com. This is what we're calling the viewer takeover. I understand everybody just wants to talk about the Jets and Habs tonight, and that's fine. Football isn't necessarily front of mind. Jen at the Four Seasons says the hits just lit a bigger fire under the butts of the Habs. Would not be surprised if the Jets lose in 4. And that's just sports talk. You're just talking.
I agree with you. I think that's going to happen.
Just worry about tonight. I will guarantee you that that's all the Jets are focused on, is winning on home ice and going back to Montreal in a split. It's the best they can hope for, obviously.
Right.
From Jeff, the Stamps fan, he says, a quick shout out to the other type of football on this Football Friday. The delayed Euro 2020 starts up next week. Don't get me started on soccer. I've already been admonished today for not watching the World Hockey Championship. Now you're going to say about soccer? I just can't. I don't have anything against it.
A lot of people like that hockey, that sport.
Oh, they do?
That football, what do you want to call it?
Right. But it ain't a soccer show.
No.
No. Prairie Mobile text line from Allie from the 780. It's Allie from downtown Edmonton. Belated second birthday wishes and congrats, RP Show, from Kevin and I. Wishing you continued success. Thanks for providing a show that's always informative and highly entertaining. Happy Frenzy Football Friday, everyone. And she sent me a nice little Edmonton double E. I think, is that a blanket, Allie?
New one?
It's the same logo that Giz wore. They're still using that.
Who wore?
Henry Gizmo Williams. Ever heard of him?
You got to be kidding.
Ever heard of him?
Yeah, I have. Sure have.
From our director of scouting, Craig Smith. Got my Rams 50-50 and Thunder, Riots, etc. 50-50 as well. You're a good man, Craig. Todd Moggy watching in Winnipeg. He says, Persson making sure he doesn't repeat another Wilson debacle. He needs to be replaced. We're just never going to agree with the way George Persson sees things, so I'm moving on. From Stephen in North Dakota, he says, does the closed captioner text you so he knows what to type next? The closed captioner at Game Plus writes us, and it's a long story. 15 seconds? Okay. Frenzy is sticking with us in hour 2?
Yep.
All right. CFL filmmaker, TV producer Chris Bickford's going to join us as well. It's all coming up after this break here on Game Plus.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar buying group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Stars, you are dispatched to a scene call. Patient has multiple traumatic injuries and is unconscious but breathing.
This is why I back the Stars lottery.
Stars, we can accept the mission.
This is why I'm all in.
Mission accepted. Have a safe flight.
The prizes are great. The cause is critical.
Stars Lottery, the lottery on a mission. Get your early bird tickets by June 24th for a chance to win a truck, trailer, toys, and cash. Buy yours at starslottery.ca or 1-844-STARS-SK.
At Capital Ford Lincoln, we don't just sell vehicles, we buy them too. You know how we always have such a big inventory with an amazing selection? That's because we buy all makes, all models, and all years. We're going to give you the best price every time. And you don't even have to buy from us. All you have to do is visit us online or in-store, answer a few questions about your vehicle, and we'll get you a great offer. We'll even cut you a check on the same day. So save yourself the hassles of selling privately and sell it to us. Because at Capital Ford Lincoln, we'll buy it.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and a...
The Elks. I'm a fan. I'm in. What's the deal that it wasn't Elk? Elks is good. Elk would have been great.
How about that?
It's like, as we said yesterday, the Heat, the Jazz, the Mammoth. It's that team name without an S on the end of it. And I'm not being critical. I'm all for the Elks. I think it's cool. I love the logo. I love the scheme. I'm on it.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It absolutely is. Happy Friday, Canada and Canadian sports fans around the world. Welcome to the RP Show. It's hour 2 of a Flame Tech Football Friday. And here right now, you've just tuned in for the second half kickoff, as we like to call it. It's the start of hour 2. Hall of Fame Rough Riders broadcaster John Frenzy's here. You can't get a good look at him from here, but he's got his Rough Riders socks on, and that must be a good omen, eh, Lynch?
Yeah, real good omen.
John Frenzy's
There
appearances are brought to you by Wheaton Kia. You can find them at the corner of Albert and Avonhurst in North Regina. There you go. Boop. Down goes the Golden Knights hat. Up goes the Wheaton Kia hat. How about that?
Yeah, looks good.
How about that?
Before we go any further, we got to talk about Landmark Cinemas and what's on at the movies. One of our newest partners here, Landmark Cinemas. I love me some movies. What's that last movie you saw, Lynch?
Oh, boy, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, not for me. What is this movie, Clark? A Quiet Place Part 2, now playing.
You saw that one?
At Landmark Cinemas. No, I haven't. I got to get to it. Visit landmarkcinemas.com to view showtimes in your city. All throughout Western Canada, restrictions are lifting. Go to landmarkcinemas.com for showtimes near you.
I saw a movie with Kirk Douglas in. Now, when would that be?
You went to a movie with Kirk Douglas?
That's going to be about 10 years ago. No, I didn't go with him. He was in it.
No, I'm a big movie fan. Here, we're asking our viewers to write in and talk about all kinds of things. I'll probably get to the NFL report here because it is a Football Friday. I've been asking Frenzy his memories of the United States Football League because on Thursday, the USFL announced, seemingly out of nowhere, that they're going to play spring football next year in 2022. So I looked it up. Wikipedia here. The United States Football League was an American football league that played for 3 seasons, 1983 through 1985. The league played a spring-summer schedule in each of its active seasons. And I'm not going to go through everything here, but I see the Memphis Showboats. Was that one of the teams, Frenzy?
Yeah,
the Memphis Showboats? They just started following me on Twitter yesterday.
Yeah.
Like out of nowhere.
How about that?
So I know that. How about that? That's what I thought. Yeah. But I was like 9, 10 when they started.
I remember seeing.
And we had a satellite dish on the farm, so like my dad would put it on, but I don't really remember. What do you remember about that?
David Archer playing here.
Whoa. Different league. That was the early 90s.
Well, then that's what I remember. David Archer playing here. Big crowd. The place was filled. Great football game. We beat them 20.
Lynch, you're taking a turn to, I don't know where. You just took the off-ramp to Crazy Town.
Nope.
The Rough Riders never played a team in the United States Football League. It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
Last 3 years ago, in 1982 to 95, they certainly did. They played all the teams in that league. Don't say that and bet me. And bet me.
Somebody help me. Somebody help me.
David Archer was here. Filled the park. They lost. It was a great game. We played 4 games in there, and we had 4 games here and 4 down there.
That was the U.S. expansion of the Canadian Football League.
Well, that's what you want to call it. Okay, you call it that.
They're saying
that I don't know.
The movie that you went to, John, the last movie you went to was in 1960, Spartacus.
Yep. With Kirk.
What the hell has just happened?
Kirk Douglas.
I know.
How about that?
Save me! Joe Citus watching on Facebook. He says there's not even enough bona fide caliber quarterbacks out there to fill NFL rosters, let alone these other hack leagues.
Look what that guy said. David Archer played for Sacramento Gold Miners. Absolutely right. Jeff.
That was
stop.
not the United States Football League, John. Stop it.
What was it called then?
The Canadian Football League.
Oh, I doubt that. Well, we'll check that out.
Do we have a hook? Where's Lynch's cane?
We
How
had
about that?
We had 8 teams.
Figgy, can you hand me that?
8 teams in the league. 8 teams in the league.
Here, throw it to me.
8 teams in the league we had, fellas. There it is, 8 teams. What do you think it was called? What was it called?
It's called the Canadian Football League. From Jack Fulton in Alberta. Frenzy, I love how you drive Rod crazy. Love it. From Troy in Toronto. You can't make this stuff up. Lynch, you delayed a few more hours before you drove me nuts. Usually it's once we get on the ring road. Craig Smith, our director of scouting, says it was the Canadian Football League, John. It was different from the United States Football League. What I was asking you was Steve Young, Donald Trump, Doug Flutie, Reggie White, that United States Football League.
Great players. Saw action in 5 or 6 teams they were super. But it didn't last very long. 1 year.
3 years. Troy in Toronto says this is the greatest 5 minutes in sports talk show history. 5 minutes? It feels like 5 hours.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
From Al Hordell.
Oh, he's alive, eh?
He writes on Twitter, oh my God, send Rod a life jacket. Frenzy needs his Geritol. Love, Frenzy. How about that time, Lynch, that in the middle of the night you got up to take your medicine and you ended up taking your cat's medicine? Remember that? Because it was dark. It was in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Then I started to meow around the house.
How about that?
That's a true story. From John in Winnipeg. Do you remember, Frenzy, when NBC broadcasted a CFL Rider game at Taylor Field?
I certainly do. Dick Enberg was there. Steve Enberg was there. One of the great quarterbacks of all time was there. He was drunk.
Who was that? Joe Namath?
No, can't think of his name. John from Stanford.
You got me.
John.
From the Hockey Club.
And it was great.
Hockey Club podcast watching in Tallahassee, Florida says, can we have a Lynch Wednesday as well?
But
no.
We had Dick Enberg. We had Merlin Olsen. Remember Merlin Olsen? He was here too.
It was a little before my time.
He was a color commentator with Dick Enberg who did the game. Dick Enberg was a play-by-play man. Merlin Olsen was the color man. At field level was Sherry McRae. I don't know who she was, but she was gorgeous. And they cut off the game. They cut off the game going the third quarter because the Riders were so far ahead of the team they were playing. It was embarrassing.
From Jack Fulton in Alberta, this segment deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. From Donald Mitchell, the Navy man, it's like arguing with your grandpa. Ha, ha, ha. Ryan in Saratoga, New York, it's not Football Friday without Frenzy saying or doing something that literally makes me laugh out loud.
You want to see me?
Herschel Walker was a big member of that United States Football League era, too, by the way.
Yeah. Ricky Williams, Herschel Walker.
Yeah. What else do we have here? I might dive into a sports update in a second. From the Prairie Mobile text line, from the 717 on the Scheifele hit. Back on the rails. I'm surprised all the people who are so butthurt by the Scheifele hit are saying that the NHL should ban teams from pulling their goalies so that plays like the Scheifele hit won't happen. That's just stupid. Through 15, 16 months of the pandemic, you would think that people were getting smarter. They're actually getting stupider. Hey, Figgy, we're going to stop pulling goalies in the event that this won't. I can see that, though. All these knee-jerk reactions. It's like somebody falls down an elevator shaft and dies, so we're going to ban elevators. You know, like Paul Maurice, it was an unusual play. Pomo said he thought that Scheifele should get 2 games, but not 4. From Metal Shingle Guy writes in and he says, nope, John, it was CFL expansion. Have I got you convinced yet, Frenzy?
I guess so. Then it's happened twice in the other American stuff. It was 92 to 95.
90, yes. That was the CFL expansion. From Brady in Saskatoon, hey, Rod, respect to the Department of Player Safety for finally showing they will crack down on dangerous hits to the head. LeBron receives his first round 1 exit of his career by the hands of the Phoenix Suns. LeBron needed AD, and AD got injured. And is it the NHL OT playoff season? By the way, Scheifele will not appeal his suspension. Respect to that. Well, what's the point? Why? The NHL clearly kowtowed, whatever that means, to the public pressure and gave him 4 games, but a far, far, far too harsh suspension as far as I was concerned.
Very hard.
Normie Fong writing. Rod, I was fortunate enough to help set up the Michigan Panthers equipment program of the United States Football League. Jim Spavital was their general manager. Signed, Fongo.
That's a great guy, too.
Tell us some Jim Spavital stories, John.
Oh, Jim Spavital stories. Oh, Jim Spavital was unbelievable. I mean, he would, he got me to go upstairs in Winnipeg to do the game in Winnipeg as a color commentator, and then left Regina. He moved out of Regina. So I was lost. Going up there telling the people who were broadcasting that I was supposed to be the play-by-play, the color man, and they didn't know a thing about it. Utter embarrassment.
Didn't know who you were?
Didn't know who I was. Utter embarrassment. So I tried to get a hold of Spavital. I couldn't. Never did get a hold of him. And that's the type of thing he would do for you. Drive you crazy.
Phil Kershaw's watching. Remember him?
Yeah, sure do. John Brody. John Brody.
Yes.
Brody.
Somebody has injected some sanity into this. Phil Kershaw, the former president of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Ottawa Roughriders, and chairman of the CFL Board of Governors, has written in. He says, John Brody, the ex-49er quarterback in 1982, he got drunk at the Ryder dinner. Riders beat the Stamps at NBC during the NFL strike. Right. Can we just get playing CFL so we don't have to talk about this crap? Get some games? You're all wondering why I'm carrying Lynch's cane?
That was a good game, too.
You missed a lot today.
Twice. They've been here in a 15-year period, the Americans. It hasn't worked. How about that? Twice it didn't work.
How about that?
Americans coming to Canada. Does the NFL people see this?
So why even try?
Why are they trying? Why are they trying again?
I say that very sarcastically. From Cody Fajardo Collectors, that's the account watching on YouTube. Hey, Roddy, can I please have your autograph because you are my all-time favorite person in my top 5. Why would you want it after today?
Where's James? Is that James Robert Henderson or James Robert in Henderson?
James Henderson in Borden, Manitoba. He says, by the time they reviewed the suspension, it would already have been served. Not where the... Randolph Zora's watching. I think he's in Ontario. He says, you wanted CFL history, you got CFL history. I had to bring in these guys with a little more white in their hair to explain it.
Well, it's
John in Winnipeg. John, he says, easy on the cane, Rod. This cane is like titanium. And, John, you've named it. You want to tell the viewers that what you call this?
Patrick.
Patrick Kane.
Patrick Kane, yeah.
How about that?
You used to call him Evander, and you changed that.
Yeah. Patrick Kane.
Jeff in Winnipeg says, Rod is ready to deliver some justice via the cane. Yeah, only to one guy. From Habs for Life, watching in Vancouver on YouTube, he says, if training camp starts July 9th, the Americans need to leave next week to start quarantine. What are they waiting for?
I
don't know. Plane tickets? Like,
Love to know.
That's why I'm just going with the flow on what I'm reading with the CFL stuff. Shoot! We had the president of the Edmonton Elks on here last hour, and he called me his good friend. Did you hear that, Figgy? Sure did. Why would I want to be a negative Nelson, John?
Yeah, you wouldn't.
But I go and read the 3 Down Nation Insiders column, because you all read it, right? Comes out every Wednesday with anonymous quotes from CFL people. And a coach in America said, I'll believe there's a training camp once I get my plane ticket. Yeah. And he doesn't have one yet. I talked to a coach yesterday in a major CFL market who said, Rod, it can't happen. We're supposed to show up as coaches in 2 weeks. How can that happen? We're nowhere near being able to show up as a group to practice. But who the hell am I? I'm just a guy with a cane.
I wonder what they did in September and October and November when they supposedly had these meetings in the head office of the CFL in Toronto with 35, 40 people, all from different leagues, all from different cities in the league, to discuss the future, what they should do. We were told that. And what we've seen is nothing.
From Greg Buchanan, watching from Canada's only border city, Lloydminster. He says, I grew up in Regina and love you having Frenzy on. Such a great knowledge of the CFL. Keep it, Roddy. Whoever said he was going anywhere? It just drives me nuts sometimes. I don't know if I have a liner for that, Clark. He's talking in my ear right now. Oh, okay. So we got the Stanley Cup playoff pool, which I'm just getting absolutely dummied in. My own pool. We got the leaders here. I can barely see it. I can't read it from here. It's so far away from me, guys, but that's okay. All our viewers can see who's winning. Oh, yeah, you had to go put McKinnon up there, eh? And then, no names leading. Oh, that tells us a lot. Twine Ticklers in the very last spot. I go to the bathroom in the break, and Figgy's trolling me about a sweep by the Avalanche. This is not my day.
Chris, Avalanche are looking pretty good, you guys.
Chris
McKinnon is fantastic.
Bickford joins us next.
McKinnon is fantastic.
It's a Flame Tech Football Friday. Flame Tech, locally owned and operated industry leaders in commercial and industrial combustion technology. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
Ultimate Fan Zone, taking our show on the road coast to coast. Shop online, ultimatefanzone.ca. Slick, user-friendly. We built this site for the die-hard sports fans. Jerseys, hats, team apparel, offering officially licensed fan gear from the best lines in sports. Nike, New Era, Adidas, Fanatics. Game day ready to your door. Now, just a click away. ultimatefanzone.ca, or check us out on Facebook and Instagram. UFZ Downtown Moose Jaw, home of everything authentic.
Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions is Saskatchewan's only full-service supply chain company. Strategic sourcing, PO creation, and order expediting, VMI and vending solutions, and free delivery are just a few of the supply chain services we provide. If your company needs it, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions can get it for you. Price, quality, service, Rockstar Supply Chain Solution is helping Saskatchewan companies buy better.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Laid back and kicking it. Let's head back to the studio. Here's Rod.
Welcome back, everybody. I didn't bring Lynch in the Jeep today because you said, Lynch, you're afraid to ride in my Jeep, and then you tell me that you're not afraid to ride in my Jeep.
I love that Jeep. You know that.
You love the Jeep.
Yeah.
Do you want to go in it or do you not? Because one time you said you were scared in it.
One time I was scared in it. But generally speaking, no, it was real good because you locked me in. You took real good care of me and fixed me up. I get up and get in the stool to get in. I get in, then you put a big thing around my arms and legs to make sure I'm
lock you in. Yeah,
you're locked in.
Okay, next Friday, the Jeep will be at your house to pick you up.
Okay.
Before we bring in Chris Bickford, a sports update from this Friday morning. Winnipeg Jets forward Mark Scheifele met with the Winnipeg media this morning. He says he will not appeal the 4-game suspension he was handed for a crushing blow on Montreal's Jake Evans in Game 1. He says he doesn't agree with the sanction handed down by the NHL's Department of Player Safety on Thursday, calling it excessive, but added that he doesn't want to be a distraction for his team. Game 2 of the NHL's Scotia North Final goes tonight at Winnipeg's Bell MTS Place. Montreal's up 1-0. Nicholas Hurtubise stopped 33 shots, including all 24 his way over the final 2 periods, and the Victoriaville Tigre beat the Val-d'Or Ferrer 3-1 last night to move within 1 win of capturing the Quebec Major Junior League Championship. Hurtubise was scored on by Val-d'Or forward Jacob Pelge at 11:51 of the first, but then shut the door the rest of the way as Victoriaville took Game 5 for a 3-2 lead in the best-of-7 President's Cup final. Olivier Coulombe, Nicolas Degg, and Benjamin Tardif supplied the offense for the Tigres, who can end the series Saturday. Kawhi Leonard is hoping his season doesn't come to an end tonight when his LA Clippers visit the Dallas Mavericks for Game 6 of their first-round series. The Mavs are up 3-2. Kawhi's averaging 30.4 points per game in the playoffs, but Dallas star Luka Doncic is outdoing him with 35 points per game. And Jays ace Hyun Jin Roo is scheduled to start the opener of a 3-game set tonight at Salem Field against the Houston Astros. Toronto coming off a rest day after they swept Miami. This sports update for dubnetwork.ca, your number one source for WHL breaking news and analysis. Visit dubnetwork.ca. And for Ben Cahoon's G2G protein bars, the best you ever have. I'm telling you, RP Show viewers get 20% off with the promo code RP Show. Order yours now at g2gbars.ca. So Chris Bickford, writer, producer, let's get him on the screen. I'm going back to where his text is here. He's putting together some CFL projects. There's Chris. We got him here today. Chris, welcome to Flame Tech. It's good. Put the coffee down. I think you're got enough energy. You don't need any more, man. Tell us your story, what you got going on with the Canadian Football League right now, and some of the projects you'd like to see come to fruition.
Okay, yeah. So it kind of all started out. I was speaking to the CEO of the Ottawa Red Blacks, and he asked me like, what could we do to kind of bring in a younger demographic to the CFL? Because obviously the average age of the fan in the Canadian Football League is 55 plus, which is a huge problem business-wise. We're filmmakers, so we came up with the idea, why don't we do a movie that showcases the Hamilton Ticats specifically, and the city of Hamilton and the CFL, and we'll do a movie kind of like the Mighty Ducks did. The Mighty Ducks turned the Anaheim Ducks into like a major NHL franchise. So that's kind of our idea. We're in talks with the CFL in Hamilton now. It's going to be a $2.8 million movie, US dollars. We have $1.7 million in equity, and we recently just got our first not donor, what's the word, investor, for low six figures. So it's pretty exciting. I think it's gonna go, and I think the news about the USFL is going to impact this as well. So what's going on with the USFL? It's crazy.
You actually texted me about that this morning. What did you exactly? Do you remember what you wrote me? You said something along the line. USFL.
I wrote you.
You said USFL will squash any XFL plans. What makes you say that?
Yeah. It's just my personal take. I think the CFL correctly is hoping that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Redbird Capital, and the XFL is gonna bail them out of a tough situation. From what I've read, they've lost between $60 and $80 million in the past 12 months. So obviously there's this hope that the XFL is going to bring in some capital. But now that the USFL is going to be competing against every other league, I predict that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is going to take his bucket loads of cash, and I think he's going to run as far away from Canada as he can. I may be wrong, but that's kind of what I think will happen.
So you're not a fan of the CFL XFL merger idea. Am I correct in that?
No, I think it's potentially a great idea, but I think people are mistaken if they think that it's the solution to salvaging the league. I think the league has to do things. I mean, there's a reason it's survived for 100+ years, right? I think they have to be a little bit more aggressive in the way they market and promote the game. I think that's the biggest problem. If you ask anybody in Vancouver or Toronto or Montreal why they don't go watch the CFL, they're going to say that it's not as good as the NFL. But I think that that's a false statement. I think our league is as good as the NFL. It's a different style of play. Players are a little bit smaller, but if you look at any CFL team, they've got world-class speed. They have they're world-class athletes, and we don't promote that enough, I don't think.
Chris, some questions from our viewers regarding your movie. Randolph Zora, watching in Ontario, says, Chris, are you fashioning an NFL film style to your work? Are you looking at that? Are you looking at HBO Hard Knocks? What's your vision on this?
Yeah, good question. So it's going to be a movie similar to Rocky, to Hoosiers, The Natural. Remember that one with Robert Redford? So it's not a documentary. It's an actual movie. And it's about 4 12-year-old kids living in Hamilton. Blue-collar, tough families, low parental supervision. And they're kind of the typical losers, They're kind of modeled after me and my friends when we were 12. And they're obsessed with the Ticats. But the Ticats are terrible that year as well. So you got these kids who are kind of perceived as losers, and you have the Ticats who are losers. And then suddenly in the middle of the film, both the kids and the Ticats, they start winning. Things start to go better. And it reaches a climax at the end, and it's a great finish that'll have everyone in tears. I guarantee it.
From Ryan in Saratoga, New York, he says, will there be any crowdfunding for the remainder of the movie funds?
No. We're so we have one investor who came in last week for between $100,000 and $300,000 US. We've already invested $1.7 million in equity. So we're hoping that, I spoke to the CFL today. There's a chance that there'll be some help for us from corporate sponsors. We're exploring that route. And I'm also talking to a former NFL player who's probably watching this now. He's won 3 Super Bowls. He played with the biggest legend in the game. Because we're only about $900,000 away from being able to shoot, so that's not that much money to get going.
Chris, John Lynch here. What's the feeling of the Canadian fans, the guys you talk to, towards the XFL and American football? Do they like it or not? I don't think they do, but am I right or wrong?
Well, I really think it depends on, and this will sound maybe tacky, but it depends on the age of the fan you're talking to. I think anybody under the age of 35 is very pro XFL and pro American rules. Anybody above 35, I'm guessing, is against it. My personal feeling is that if you change anything in the CFL, the league will be done within 18 months. Only because you look at the first XFL, that failed. And you got to remember that XFL 1 and 2, they had Vince McMahon, who's worth billions of dollars, literally, and he is like the best marketer. He's the best marketer on the planet. He could not make XFL work. Like, it died. USFL died. The Alliance of American Football, that was supposed to be the big league because you had Andrew Luck's dad as commissioner. You had a bunch of money in it. That died. So I think the only thing that's allowed the CFL to survive and to thrive some years is the uniqueness of it. The large field, 3 downs, and the Rouge.
So from some of our viewers, some good ones here from Randolph. He says, I like this idea. I think this will definitely fly. From Wayne, I like this guy, Chris. Wayne in Victoria. He seems like a big CFL fan and wants to promote the CFL. I like it. From Jeff, the Stamps fan. The average age of a CFL fan isn't really any different from an average NFL fan. I've always said fan age is an overblown concern. I wouldn't disagree with that. I would not necessarily disagree with that. From Jeff Cabillas in Winnipeg, he says, I'll definitely tune into this. Very awesome, Chris. From Corey in Florida, give us a scoop on the plot. Who's the antagonist? The protagonist? Who's the villain? Who's the hero?
Who's the star?
Who's the star? Yeah.
The star is this is going to be really exciting. And this is what I tell the CFL, because we've already gotten a lot of press and we haven't even started. So, once we start casting it, it's about 4 boys. I don't know if I already kind of
yes,
said
you
this,
did.
But I'll say it again. About 4 boys from Hamilton, and they're losers, quote unquote, underdogs, kind of like me and my friends when we were growing up. So once we start casting it, we're going to cast the kids as unknown actors, just regular kids. We'll go to Toronto, we'll go across Canada, but we'll start in Toronto and Hamilton. The kids are the stars of the movie. They are kind of the heroes of the movie, and the antagonists, the people going against the kids, is basically life itself, having no parental supervision, not having a lot of hope for the future because, for a variety of different reasons. So it's kind of like Stand By Me in that way.
Cool. I think he's 12. Didn't you say?
The kids are 12?
Yeah.
Sounds like Lord of the Flies in a way too. So
there's some of that, maybe. Yeah.
What else would you like people to know, Chris?
Well, I just think that I think the CFL has to really kind of leverage the unique points that they have. I mean, there was one idea I had, like put a billboard over the Toronto freeway comparing the 40 speed of a CFL player and an NFL player. For a lot of those guys, like the CFL player is faster. So promote those things instead of just accepting the narrative that the CFL sucks, because it doesn't. I would argue it's very equal to the NFL in a lot of ways. What is it? 30 players go back and forth throughout any given season. This is what I finish with, if I could. The NBA, like in the early 80s, before Magic and Bird and those stars, the NBA was getting about 7,000 fans per game, and the average player was making about $80,000 for an 82-game schedule. So the NBA, in living memory, was in the same shape as the CFL is in now, but they marketed it better. They got more creative. They got more aggressive. They brought in some cool players. And suddenly each NBA franchise is worth $2.2 billion. And I think the CFL is that close to being there, because we have the stadiums, we have the infrastructure, we have the history, like we have everything is in place. Just have to freaking go for it, and not accept the narrative that the NFL is automatically better. If you saw the NFL games this year.
Have you seen our stadium in Regina? Have you seen our stadium in Regina? The new one?
I've been to every stadium in the CFL except for Saskatchewan and Regina, and it's on my list. They're on my list.
You gotta come.
I want
Okay. Let's try and Mandy in Edmonton. This is exciting. Yeah, cool. I was getting the Stand By Me vibe, and that's my favorite movie. From Ticats fan, where is it here? Me, Ticat fan, Ticats for life. Watching on YouTube. CFL needs to merge and take a chance that could propel the CFL forward and increase fan bases and get more young people interested. From Corey in Florida, CFL, get Chris a seat at the conference table. Well, you've already had one, Chris, right? You've met with him on several times. So my last thing before I let you go is Mandy wants to know a projected release year or date for your movie.
Well, we need about another 900,000 to shoot, which is not that much money. Once that happens, it's a 4-week shoot. It's a 6-week edit, and then we bring it to festivals like the Toronto Film Festival, cons, like all the big festivals. Then we do a theatrical release. It's in movie theaters, and then it goes to digital Netflix. So you're looking at, we could have it from today 6 months away.
All right.
Just waiting on the right partners. CFL, hint, hint.
All right, Chris, thanks for the visit, my man. Appreciate it. Keep in touch.
Thank you, Rod.
All right,
Great
Chris
show.
Bickford.
Thanks to both of you.
Appreciate it.
We'll put our 900,000 together.
Yeah, we'll put ours together. What the hell, eh? I got it in the dash of my car.
Great. Guy, I got to have
From Randy on the 541. Randy, at the end of your show today, throw the cane instead of your pen at the camera. All right. See you, Frenzy.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend.
You too. Been fun, as always.
And here we go. Fun as always. And Moose will be in here next for a sports update. And, we got a face-off coming up, too, and overtime. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Our parents always taught us about the importance of quality of work and friendly service. And here at Suds Car Wash, we're a family-run business, so it's really important that our customers feel like family.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Well, when I first started playing, the scholarship was so important to me. I was working 2 jobs. I was working at a gas station, and I used to actually line the field for the team to get paid just to make some extra money.
I think for me, the opportunities that the scholarships provide is very important, or very specifically the stress it alleviates for myself.
The Rams give me the opportunity to buy everything that I need to get the best grades that I can, and that'll lead to me getting hopefully the best job that I can in the future.
There wasn't a scholarship opportunity with the Rams. I know that life would have been a lot more difficult for myself. I'm not too sure exactly how much longer I would have been able to play beyond my first year.
With the opportunity that they provided for me to go through school with the financial support and with the opportunity to continue to play football, now that I look back on it, it was the most important thing in my life.
Comfort has always been something we, as people, strive for. It means that the places we live and work, and that the people we care most about, are able to go about their lives focusing on the things that matter. Our focus at FlameTech has remained the same for more than 20 years. Now more than ever, we need each other to support our local businesses. As an industry leader in combustion services, we are proud to attend to the needs of our communities and support the local economy.
Don't rack your brain trying to source the equipment and materials you need for your business. Rockstar can operate your entire supply chain, from PO creation to expediting your shipments, all from our office. Leverage the buying power of the Rockstar Buying Group to not only save money and time, but also the headache. From gloves to glue, we can provide it for you. Find out more at rockstar.com.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact.
Oh, yeah, he's back. Time for more of the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I feel like today's show has taken years off my life. Guess who's joined me? Moose, you missed it all.
I did. All of it.
But you're hearing about it.
I'm here trying to get caught up because I'm having sales meetings and doing business, and I look up at the TV, which is in my office, and you're wielding John's cane, and I'm like, how the hell does this happen?
Figgy threw it to me like a javelin. I'm like, throw me that cane. And then all these guys in the back, they're like, no! And Figgy was too late. He threw it onto the set, and I grabbed it, and then I tried to hook Lynch around the neck. He took an off-ramp to Crazy Town.
All right.
And now you're here.
And now we're here. Can we stabilize a little bit now for the final 20 minutes?
From Chris Bird in Toronto, he says, Rod, that was a classic Dave Hodge move you just made right at the break. From Jen at the Four Seasons, haha, the Lynch mob rides again. Jack in Alberta, the G2G protein bars are delicious. I love oatmeal coconut. Get yours today and support one of the all-time CFL greats, number 86, Ben Cahoon. That is my favorite flavor, too, by the way. What have you been working on back there and missing all the fun?
I know, right?
No, what have you been working on?
Well, Jim and I have been deep into...
Jimmy Two Tables is here.
Yeah. So we've been getting into it. I also introduced Jim and Paul to one of the early rants.
Which one?
The rant.
The rant.
The rant.
The Pimp and the Whore.
That's the one.
How about that?
They hadn't seen it yet.
How many views on that one?
Thousands and thousands.
Wasn't there like 40,000 views on that one?
Unbelievable. Yeah. But it's funny. I watch it and I'm dying laughing again. Desk is empty. Oh, man. Good times.
We weren't on national television at that time. Can I say it now?
Sure.
Or
I don't know. Well,
if you're okay with it, I'm okay with it.
I'm good. They'll tell us in the back if someone's,
yes or no, Ryan.
Someone's yelling no.
Okay. It was the first week of this show.
Episode 4.
What the heck? Episode 4. And this is just a day past our 2-year birthday here. So it's kind of apropos, as they say. And I was like, hey, Ricky. Our iguana, our mascot there is... he said, Ricky is saying, yeah, go ahead and tell it. It's not that bad, but I just said, now, in this incarnation of my life, I am both the pimp and the whore. And for 30 years of me whoring myself out, I don't want to do that anymore. So now I'm the pimp and that's where the money is.
Yeah, you get to keep a little piece.
Right,
now,
that's where the money is.
When we make a sale, you get to keep a piece.
Yes. It was really just a parallel more than anything.
Yeah.
I'm not working for anybody, I'm working for myself. I still got the goods, but the money's staying in our pocket, not going to the man.
Oh, yeah. And then you just had they played it perfectly. Kelly Rempel and Phil Andrews were both on the set, and they just played off it really, really well.
Oh, my God.
Are you a high school dropout?
They just hit the floor laughing. The Snowman
Really
checking
funny.
in from Carolina. Hey, Snowman. Sorry you had to see this. From John in Winnipeg. John, where'd it go? Just when you think the RP show couldn't get any better, and we get today's show. Wowzers. Was it great? Was it good? I feel it's more of a train wreck.
Sometimes that's fun
Sometimes
to watch,
that's
too.
good, too. Yeah, not every day.
That's right.
Oh, my screen We're going to do the business of the week here right away in a separate segment. I don't think they want to be attached to this.
Maybe not.
Poll question. How would you rate the officiating in the Stanley Cup playoffs? The options are good, okay, or bad. Leading on Twitter with 53% is okay. What do they got on Facebook?
60% okay on
Just
Facebook.
okay.
So but they're crushing it. It's saying okay. That's the majority. Just okay.
Stacy Champagne watching and says, pimping ain't easy. Actually, it's easier than you'd think. I've been missing out my whole life. From Cody Fajardo Collector says, I'm wearing my T-shirt of the Rod Pedersen Show. Send us a photo. Cody Fajardo Collectors. From Wayne in Victoria, BC says, it was an excellent train wreck, Rod. Well, I'm glad that we're here for your entertainment. Can you say something? I'm dying here.
Like what?
I don't know. Anything.
Oh,
They're asking me to throw my cane at the camera at the end of the show, not the pen.
Yeah.
I was close to.
I know.
I was close to it. Ray watching in the 6. He's in the Kitchener, Ontario area. Says, hey, Rod, a little late checking in today. My apologies. Congratulations to you and the RP squad on your 2nd year anniversary. To many more. Is there going to be many more?
I hope so.
Exactly. Okay. Let's do the business of the week for MySAS 411, and then we'll get out of here and come back for overtime. So great work, Clark, on this. It's Urban Kids 1201 and at Grasslands Regina, carrying the latest in fun and trendy kids clothing. Urban Kids at Grasslands has it for all girls and boys ages 4 to 14 with amazing prices and an array of styles. For shop or special occasions, you can count on Urban Kids for a one-stop shop. 306-525-0070. That's 306-525-0070. The MySAS 411 Business of the Week, Urban Kids 1201. MySAS 411 is a phone book right in your hand. I have it on my main screen with all my favorites here. Use it all the time. Thank you, Direct West, for being a wonderful partner of the RP Show. We'll be right back with overtime. We've got to face off.
Let's do it.
We're watching on Game Plus TV, YouTube, and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Direct West provides us with stats and analytics, and it's amazing for us to look and see that, each year we're 10 to 20% higher on our Google leads. It's great to see the success that our locations are having. The Direct West app gives us an opportunity to be in one place for people to find any of our locations or our commodities. Without Direct West, we would have to be in multiple digital places. I would recommend Direct West. They're great to work with.
Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Capital is Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership. Whether you're on the market for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, we got you covered. And when it's time for service work, you can trust our factory-trained technicians who specialize in repairing any make or model. But don't take our word for it. Check out capitalgmc.ca to see how we roll and to learn what other customers are saying about working with us. Your dealership experience should be fun, easy, and transparent. And that's exactly what you'll get when you choose Capital GMC, Regina's trusted GMC Buick Cadillac dealership.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
At Prairie Mobile, you can get the phone you want when you want. All smartphones are $0 every day. With convenient locations across Saskatchewan, Prairie Mobile, your SaskTel authorized dealer, has you covered. Visit us online at prairiemobile.com.
We started Suds Car Wash in 2003.
There's a bit of us in every part of the business. I've been working here since I was about 10 years old. Hard to believe it's been 12 years since. Working with my family has been great. My mom and dad have taught us the importance of hard work. I've been here since I was 10 years old, and my dad has taught me a lot about quality work.
From all of us at Suds Car Wash, we make your car shine.
Bronco Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Regina and surrounding areas since 1978. We are excited to announce the new Bryant Furnace Trade-in Allowance Program. If you have a working Bryant furnace, 15 years old or less, you may be eligible to receive a new furnace at a discounted rate. If you'd like to take advantage of the Bryant Trade-in Program, or to hear how we can help improve your home, give us a call today at 306-781-2090.
You got something to say? You want to add to the show? What are you waiting for? Don't just sit there. Say something. Now, back to the studio with Rod.
Okay, here we go. We are into it. Overtime, the last segment of the show, and then it's the weekend. And speaking of overtime, 1 out of every 3 playoff games this year in the Stanley Cup playoffs have gone to overtime, and I'm here for it. I'm not so cool with my team going to overtime, though. It's too much on the old ticker.
Oh, I know.
We're going to face off in a moment for the Mad Greek in the Ultimate Fan Zone. I just want to read a couple of comments because this is where we turn it over to you people, the viewers. From Jack Fulton, thank you, Rod and team, for your outstanding service to all of us sports fans in North America and beyond. Integrity, honesty, character is what you've put on display for the last 2 years and beyond. Have a great weekend. Already looking forward to Monday. Love you, boys, from Alberta. Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it. Big time. What'd I say? Love conquers all.
Oh, yeah.
Said it way back at the start of the show. And Arlen Bruce was watching, and he agreed. How can you not?
I know.
From Tie Cats for Life watching on YouTube. I'm 54, and I welcome a merger. CFL needs to evolve from its old ways, and this could open up incredible marketing opportunities. Merge, merge, merge.
Monorail.
Yeah, when I sit and talk with my friends about all of this, and they quite often, daily actually, ask me, Rod, where do you see this going? And I said, I'm not overly positive about the future of the Canadian Football League, only because, maybe this is where we could face off. I'm not saying we should, but nobody can agree on where they're going. They can't even agree where they're going. Like, it's one thing in the workplace. We all know where we want to go. We just can't agree. Are we going to go east and west or west and east? Are we going to loop around? We all know where we want to go. It's just how we get. They have no idea where they're going. They can't agree on merging or staying the same. They can't agree on playing this year or not playing this year. And that scares the hell out of me. That is the thing that scares me the most about the Canadian Football League. From Mandy, she says, great show. Thank you. I have to leave for an appointment now. Have a great weekend. Well, good luck with your appointment. Thank you, Mandy. Appreciate you hanging in here today. Are you just gonna sit here and listen to me yap? Do you have anything to add?
I am great. Life is good.
You're ready to go for lunch?
Yes.
After this at the tap? Good. So it was Paul Figler's idea.
Yeah.
It was Figgy's idea to face off on this for the Ultimate Fan Zone Moose Jaw and for the Mad Greek Restaurant, and that is the United States Football League. They announced on Thursday they are relaunching in the spring of 2022, and I was all for it. We talked about this earlier. I will watch anything. The question is, will it work? And I'm starting to get a little concerned when everybody now in this world wants to talk about why things won't work. Because you know what? That just enters your head that you think it won't work, guess what? I'll guarantee you it's not going to work. Those USFL guys believe that it is going to work. And I think that it could work. And they got Fox TV's money behind them, which is no small thing.
That's right.
I think the USFL will work this time around. There's enough players. God knows they got a roadmap of how not to do it, right? So to say that it's never worked before, it'll never work is what bothers me the most. Moose DuPont, do you agree or disagree?
I'll disagree with you just for the sake of the face-off, but also it's not fake either. I'll disagree with you because I think there's real competition with the XFL and the CFL. I really do. Do I think the USFL is going to fail? No. Like, I don't want to sit here and say because it failed in the past, it's going to fail again. But I don't think that can all survive. I think there's a tremendous amount of football talent. I think there's no issues there. There's a lot of football players, but there's only so much airtime. There's only so many marketing dollars. And you and I only have so much money to spend on tickets and gear and, supporting a football team. So I don't think they'll all work. I think one will. I think the CFL would be smart to have a partnership with one of them, but I think it's tremendously challenging. So I don't think it's just an automatic that the USFL will survive. I don't. They'll even get to playing. I think it might even be tough. I really do.
There you go. The face-off is brought to you by the Mad Greek in Moose Jaw. Need to feed a large group? Catering and group orders are available. Visit themadgreekeatery.com for more information. And for the Ultimate Fan Zone, taking UFZ on the road, coast to coast, slick, user-friendly. Their new website was built for the diehard sports fan. Shop online today at ultimatefanzone.ca. You hear us talk about them all the time. I just love Billy down there. He owns that place. He runs that place. He is the clone of
Ryan
Dinwiddie. Billy at the Ultimate Fan Zone is the clone of Ryan Dinwiddie. Runs that place. They put so much work into their website. Can you just go check it out this weekend? UltimateFanZone.ca. I'd like to say your number one source for Vegas Golden Knights merchandise, which it is, but they've got every team, every league. It's like Jersey City used to be when it was good, but even better than that. Ultimate Fan Zone. I see they're excited here on Monday's guest.
Yes.
For our 500th show, Phil Pritchard, the keeper of the cup. What a beauty Phil is. And he acts like he really likes us. That's the amazing thing, too.
I know, right?
The infamous Phil Pritchard, the keeper of the Stanley Cup.
I know.
I wonder where he'll be. He'd be at home now, eh? He wouldn't be.
No, he'd be at home.
Yeah, in Burlington, Ontario.
Wonder if he knows what's happening in the Final Four and what his plans are. He probably has an idea.
He's, right now, Phil's sitting in his backyard.
Oh, yeah.
Shining up old Stanley. Getting ready to go on the road to Vegas. From Tristan, I love the Ultimate Fan Zone, Moose Jaw. Hey, we got people writing in and saying they've already bought their Rams tickets in the time that we've been on the show.
Great.
Thank you so much. Advertising works. Right, Jimmy? Absolutely. Rams5050.com. John in Winnipeg says, I can't wait to see Phil. I want his job. That would be a good job.
Oh, yeah.
But the last time he was on with us, he was in the bubble in Edmonton, ready, and he was like clawing at the windows of his hotel room.
It was just a Stanley Cup in a crate. Like, it wasn't. Yeah.
He said Stanley Cup's the greatest roommate. Never talks back, goes to bed first. Doesn't hog the bathroom.
Quiet. Yeah.
I was the worst roommate. Clark just says doesn't snore.
How about that?
Because I sleptwalked. You know, we'll dedicate a story one day to sleepwalking. Because my roommate was Todd, to roommate stories. But Todd Struby was my roommate, the former Edmonton Oiler. Blade's great. Pat's great. He woke up in the middle of the night to this sound of thump, 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 thump. He came into the bathroom and I was running in the tub naked. True story. Just ask him.
Oh, my God.
What a sight.
I thankfully don't. I did when I was a kid.
Yeah,
The only story I remember of sleepwalking as a kid is I walked downstairs and grabbed a jar of Cheese Whiz and a pair of scissors, and I brought it up and gave it to my mom and beside her bed.
Sounds incredibly logical to me.
Like, imagine waking up and your kid's there with scissors and Cheese Whiz. Like, it's like a horror movie.
Have you ever had an anxiety problem?
Maybe.
So Monday is our 500th episode. And Phil Pritchard will be with us, plus more special guests that I have a feeling that you guys are keeping under wraps. Tristan, thank you for the great comments. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Anything you got to say before we roll?
No, have a great weekend. Get some golf in the morning. And, yeah.
Stay safe, everybody.
Happy Friday.
Thank you to our guests, Chris Preston, the president of the Edmonton Elks, producer Chris Bickford, our live studio audience. I'm glad we finally have one again.
I know.
And we'll see you Monday at noon Eastern here on Game Plus.
Now I'm the whore and the pimp. That's where the money is.
How about that?